Hey y'all, I'm Paula Deen. There's nothing like having a quiet romantic evening at home with your honey. Today it's gonna be just Michael and me for dinner, so I'm fixing to make a fancy but easy dinner for two. For starters, I'm gonna be making a delicious, crunchy mushroom canapé and asparagus salad that's just tangy with flavor. And just wait till y'all see the succulent char-grill filet mignon I'm grilling. I know Michael's gonna love it. And y'all don't forget to save room for dessert, because we're gonna finish this fabulous meal with a chocolate banana cream pie, which is a real sweet ending for a very special meal. So y'all dim the lights and pull out your fancy china, because today we're making dinner for two. I just so enjoy coming over here to my service cabinet, because it reminds me of friends that's in my life. You know, I am a new bride, and today I'm going to be preparing a romantic dinner for two. And I'm over here looking for the perfect container to make my dessert in. These glasses that belong to my grandmother Paula. I think I'm going to use these two glasses. So y'all come on over here in the kitchen, because, you know, we're going to go ahead and start our dessert. But, you know, it's really not all that easy to cook for two. I think I'd so much rather cook for four than two, because, like I said, it's just kind of hard to break things down in small portions. But that's what I'm going to do today, because it's very unusual. But this meal is just going to be shared between Michael and me. Usually there's tons of folks around, but this one's going to be a very romantic dinner. So our first recipe, I'm making miniature chocolate banana pies. I'm going to start with 3 ripe bananas, and I'm going to give them a little mash just to kind of help them along. I'm going to add 1 15-ounce package of ricotta cheese. And then I'm going to add 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And I'm just going to simply whisk these with the mixer. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, now Paula, you're making a dessert for two and you've got a tremendous bowl of stuff there. So this does make a lot. You can pare this recipe down and make a smaller amount if you like. All right, I'm going to turn that on low speed, and I'm going to slowly add a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder so it won't lump. So you can see that this is going to be very rich in chocolate. And I'm going to turn this off. Now I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to go around my bowl, pulling in all that cocoa so it can get in the blades and mixed up. And the last ingredient we're going to add is 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, so I've taken just a regular graham cracker crust, graham crumbs, sugar, and melted butter. And I'm gonna put this into my glasses. So I think I'm gonna start with my ladle, and I think it's gonna work nicely. And I can't tell you what it means to be able to use my grandmother's cups. She prepared dishes in these and drank out of these and used them. And they're going to be beautiful. Plus, they're going to be just kind of whimsical and romantic looking. Now, I'm going to fill these with the chocolate. You know, some of this leftover batter would be wonderful inside of a crepe. All right, so now I'm gonna take my pies and I'm gonna top them with some fresh sweetened whipped cream. Okay, I'm gonna take dried banana chips and I'm just gonna crush these. So, this is gonna let Michael know when he sees this that there's a good chance that there's bananas inside this pie. Now, how beautiful are these? So I'm gonna stick these in the fridge. Those dried banana chips are wonderful on top. They're real crunchy. I'm gonna take a quick break and clean up this mess, y'all. When we come back, I'm gonna be making a marinated asparagus salad and mushroom canapes. I get real tickled at Michael Groover because we'll go out and we'll have a steak or we'll cook a steak here and I'll say, Michael, don't you want some salad, honey? And he'll say, no, I'm on a diet. So, sometimes he cuts out the wrong things, but I'm gonna make sure he eats some asparagus because not only is it gonna be delicious, it's good for you. So let's get started on our mushroom canapes. Now I'm using just a regular party bread and I'm using a pumpernickel. You can use rye, it comes in several different flavors, so whichever you prefer. Now I put this in the oven and I've toasted it off so it's extra crispy. Now I'm gonna take a small can of sliced mushrooms, a half a cup of mayonnaise, some fresh grated Parmesan cheese, fourth of a cup, a third of a cup. You can really make it as cheesy as you like. And I'm gonna take half of a small can of fried onion rings and I'm gonna use half that can and I'm gonna fold those in. And then I'm just gonna pile this up on our toasted pumpernickel bread and I'm gonna run this under the broiler until it's bubbly. All right, there we go. Now I'm just gonna spoon this onto our bread squares. This recipe was shared with me by a friend named Deen that has a bed and breakfast downtown. Diane's a great cook. She loves to entertain. And so I was thrilled when she shared this with me. I knew that Diane wouldn't serve something that wasn't perfectly yummy. So let's run these under the broiler. So just follow me over here to the oven. And we're gonna put these in. And I think I'm gonna put them on the bottom shelf. So I don't have to worry about them burning because while those are broiling off, I'm gonna start our marinated salad. And I have just taken some fresh asparagus and just steamed it off. You can see it holding its shape. You don't want to steam this for more than probably about 60 seconds. So I'm just going to put them in a long, shallow dish and I'm going to sprinkle them with a garlic powder. So all that garlic I just put in there might take the romance out of this dinner. I don't know. But if we both eat it, maybe it won't be a problem. And then I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of dried tarragon, a little salt, a little pepper, and then I'm going to take some Italian dressing that's made from 1 pack of the dry Italian mix, and you make it per the directions on the packet. I'm just going to give that a little stir because the oil and the vinegar has separated. So I'm just going to pour this over our asparagus. It looks perfectly delicious. And I'm going to add about 1/4 of a cup of tarragon flavored vinegar. That tarragon vinegar is going to give it an extra tartness. Now I'm going to stick this on the fridge, and our mushroom canapes should be ready. So let's check on them. I'm smelling them. Oh, yeah. They're perfect. Ooh, 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 ooh. It got hot quick. All right, now I'm gonna just sprinkle this with a little fresh parsley. Anything it takes, you know, to get something green in Michael Groover, I'll do it. All right. Before I call him in, I'm gonna just give it a quick nibble, a taste, and make sure it's all right. But look how pretty that is. Mmm. Mmm. So good. He's gonna love them. Really, really good. Mmm. In fact, I'm gonna spoil my dinner if I'm not careful, because these are just out of this world. When we come back, I'm going to be really homing in on one of Michael's and mine's favorite food, and that's a filet mignon. So between the steak, the chocolate banana pie, the mushroom canapes, it may be in the bag tonight. Mm. Tonight's dinner is all about a romantic dinner for two. So I'm thrilled that y'all are here with me, and I'm getting a meal prepared that I think Michael is gonna love, filet mignon. And I'm gonna start by marinating them in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna use just a plain Italian dressing. Now you can use a bottled Italian dressing, or if you make your own, that'll be great. You can just pour that over it. And I'm gonna marinate my steaks for about 4 hours, 2 hours on one side. Then I'm gonna flip them and marinate them for 2 more hours on the other side. And I've already got some that's marinating right here, so they're ready to go. Now I'm gonna make a basting sauce for these steaks as they're cooking. I'm gonna take 2 teaspoons of water, and I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of a steak sauce. I'm gonna mix that together to just break it down a wee little bit. All right, now I'm gonna take our steaks out. Ooh, and that smells delicious. All the herbs and everything in that Italian dressing, I can really smell it. Now I'm gonna take 2 nice pieces of bacon, and I tend to use, here in my house, a thicker bacon. Now I'm just gonna wrap that around like that, and I'm gonna take a piece of kitchen twine or cord, and I'm just gonna measure that off and secure that bacon around that steak. And then I'm gonna cut that off so that that won't fall onto the fire to the griddle and burn. All right, so I'm gonna take my second piece of bacon and do the same thing. And this one's gonna be my steak because it's smaller. So I'm just gonna transfer these to the grill. I'm gonna brush this side with our steak sauce. And this is gonna give it just a little extra kick that we normally wouldn't have. So, all right, now I'm gonna turn those over. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And I'm gonna marinate this side. That steak sauce smells really, really good. All right, so I'm gonna let this cook on for a few minutes. I'm gonna give my hands a quick wash. Now, if you like your meat more towards medium well, a thick filet is really a challenge to cook to that temperature. So if you're afraid that your meat won't get done as much as you like it on top of the griddle, you can transfer this to a black skillet and run it in the oven. All right, so while that's grilling, I'm gonna move back down here to my asparagus, and I've got a perfect plate set out with a variety of beautiful lettuces, because you see I'm gonna make this as tempting looking to Michael Groover as I can. So I'm gonna pile our asparagus in here, and I'm gonna do it so that the tips are turned outwards on my serving platter. Okay, so I've got about a cup of mayonnaise. It really depends on how much sauce you think you'll need, but for us, I'm taking a cup. Probably a little bit more than the ordinary person would use. And I've got that wonderful marinade down here in my bowl, and I'm just gonna pour a little bit of that into my mayonnaise and give that a stir. So I'm gonna have a wonderful tangy sauce to serve alongside of this asparagus. I'm just gonna tuck it right in here. But doesn't that look yummy? And how lucky am I can snack on this and nobody will ever know I messed with a dish. That's so good and so flavorful. It's ice cold and crisp. It's delicious. Well, let's walk back down here now. Check on our steaks. And I'm pretty good, but I don't think I'm this good. So I don't think there's any way for me to taste this steak until I completely pull the meal together. But I do have some things that I want to share with y'all. And you know, you eat your meal first with your eyes. So when we come back, I'm going to show you some tips on setting up a romantic table. So I'll see y'all back in a minute. We're going to have a beautiful table put together and a fabulous steak to try. I like jewelry as most women do, and I like pretty napkins. Well, I've taken some beautiful pattern napkins and I'm pulling the jewelry from my closet out as napkin rings. This is a beautiful silver bracelet that a friend gave me. I just love it. Well, I love it so much that that's gonna be Michael Groover's napkin ring tonight. This one I've taken real fresh ivy, cut off a piece long enough to tie the napkin with, and attached a flower to it. And the last napkin ring, it's a rhinestone brooch, and we all have these girls in our jewelry box. And you can see I've just slipped the napkin through this brooch, and look how beautiful that is. You smell so good. So, what do y'all think about my romantic meal for two? What do you think?
I think it's marvelous.
Oh, it is. And the fact that we're in our garden off of our bedroom, you know, just a change of scenery can really turn an ordinary meal into an extraordinary experience. And I've got you some wonderful dishes, Michael. I've got your favorite marinated asparagus.
Oh, great.
And I made you some mushroom canapes.
Oh, I do love those.
I know you love those. And of course, one of your favorites, Filet Mignon, with a wonderful tossed salad. I've got individual mini chocolate banana pies.
Oh, great.
And just a little snack for you to start with. I've got you some fresh strawberries and flavored whipped cream. Well, Michael and I are fixing to share this wonderful meal together, and he and I send our love and best dishes to y'all. And please, find the person that you care about the most and share a wonderful romantic meal with them. You ready?
Yes.
Serve me, baby.